Kill him. Kill him. Make him defend. Make him defend. Don't just let him just go to work on offense. Make him defend. And then he gets more tired and more tired. See, same thing. See, bro, blow by. Good pass, good swinging. One extra. Finney, that's who I want. I told you, that's who I want. That's exactly who I want if I'm a Clippers fan. Kill him. Where you going, boy? Oh, my goodness. Kill with ability. You see what I'm saying? No paint bucket. We don't go to the paint at all. Kill with ability when it's time. This is what you do when it's time. This is what elite looks like. In the clutch time, do I trust mine? What are we doing? And they switch, okay? And see right here, once Luka passes it, pay attention to Luka. Luka right here, you see how he's just he's not interested. He's not part of the offense. He has no off-ball game. This is what I be saying. He is only at half court just standing there doing what Harden did in Houston, where he's no off ball. He's out of the play. Batum just plays him and denies him. And you get what I'm saying? He's out of the play. And then now everybody has to create and create. No off ball game, no movement, nothing like that. He's not doing anything, just standing there. You get what I'm saying? And that's where now everybody has to create one-on-one. And he's just out of the play once he passed it. And he's just done. Look at him chilling at half court and he's just done. He's not part of the play. So you get what I'm saying? And then now Hardaway has to try and create, doing something he's not used to doing in this type of offense. And then look, now he has to take a tough shot, contested. You get what I'm saying? And then look at the result. You already know what happened. See? Bruh. And that's an air ball. I don't care, y'all. It's Luka's fault. You get what I'm saying? And they tried. You see, Kleber tried with the rebound. And look, now we down. And then Luka again leaves Batum. That was his man. His man that was on him. And he just left him in transition. And you can see everything, obviously, Luka sussing on defense. And it led to, a bad result for them. What are we doing here? Okay, okay, they got the switch. They didn't want the switch. But okay, now Kawhi's probably going to see random double, obviously. He's only getting double when he gets the switch. But you can't forget Luka. Kawhi should have stayed on Luka. Reggie, they miscommunicated. And now finally he catch and shoots. That's perfect. He's got to do that more often. My goodness, Luka. Should I get buckets like I'm Luka? That's what I'm talking about, boy. That's better relocating. But Kawhi, what are we doing here? See? Picking on Luka. See, right here, you split. And then right here, bro, this is the difference. See, people don't understand the difference between high-level passing, high IQ passing. And it's just like there's levels to shot creating. There's levels to passing. There's levels to scoring. There's levels to passing. Same thing. This is like what CP3, Bron, James Harden, you know what I'm saying? Those guys actually have on this level. Luka's one of them as well, too, that have this type of advanced passing where they could read and they could see the play develop, and they can kind of read and kind of see where they're going to need to pass based on the position of the floor, and they could foresee the next pass before they pass it. See, so right here, obviously the naked eye, the open pass looks like it's Morris, right? That's what it looks like, and that's what it is right now. But by the time Kawhi is about to pass it, there's going to be some changes, and this is where you have to readjust your passing in real time and have IQ like that. And look, see, in real time, you're going to start seeing Porzingis. Porzingis is going to slide down and shoot the gap into Morris because he knows that's the most open pass, so I can shoot the gap because him and Batum don't really have too much spacing, right? So you have to now, as the play, you're going to see the play starts developing where KP starts sliding down. Before Kawhi actually passes, he has to have advanced IQ and advanced passing to see where the next pass is supposed to be based on the positioning. See, as you can see, then Batum also is twofold. Batum also should be the pass that Kawhi should go to because Porzingis is going to slide down to Morris and Batum's going to be the one open. But Batum also has to have that ability and has to be able to also, read and react as well too. As much as it is on Kawhi's end to actually see it, the advanced passing, it's also on Batum's end because Batum is supposed to curl. If Batum curls, you get what I'm saying? That's the IQ, the little things that you see role players or shooters sometimes do that people don't pay attention to because him curling gives a new passing angle for Kawhi, and Kawhi can now see more obvious where I need to pass to. At the same time, KP now, the gap between Batum and Morris gets widened. So KP has to, once he chooses one, it's a mistake and next one is wide open. He can't get away with playing in between both, right? So, but that relocating, that curl, that drift that they see, that you see Batum that's supposed to be doing that, like you see Joe Harris do. You see guys like Shamet do. You see guys, even Devin Booker, Klay Thompson. You see guys, Steph most definitely does it, right? This is IQ where you'll see role players, all of a sudden, they kind of drift towards an angle. They drift either from sometimes the 45, drift to the corner before the pass comes, or they'll stay at the 45 and drift up to the middle. That would be an IQ thing to do that you see role players, those little things. Now it gives it's easier for the passer to actually relocate and kind of just see where, okay, I know this is going to be open. I know this is going to be open, and kind of foresee it and could read the play develop. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, KP can't get away with digging and going back into whatever. So that's what he's supposed to do. See right here? He doesn't read it properly, and he passes it right there. Porzingis shoots the gap and steals it, right? And Kawhi's like, I got to hit Batum. That's why he looked at him, my fault. You know what I'm saying? But Batum, if he left earlier, would have a more created angle. But right here, now Reggie Jackson ISO, and they're probably going to double because this is a baby. Right? See? Double. And then right there, and then pass. Perfect. Shoot the gap, PG. That was beautiful. And then look. And you want him shooting contested. And that's IQ. People are going to say, oh, Luka, he just doubled. He's doubled. Well, he's only doubled with Reggie Jackson. He's not doubled all the time. See, they want Luka on me. See? And, they call it moving screen. But at the end of the day, Luka is not just only doubled. He's doubled only with one guy on him. Why? Stop fouling. Nico, we're not fouling. See right here, they call it a weak. That's honestly, that's a brush. Like, at most switches that they do, this happens all the time. I don't know why they call that in the crucial moment. But, obviously, technically it is, right? But they don't call that. That happens all the time. See right here? See? Hedge, go back. But he ran on the other side. You see that? Bruh. Porzingis. That was a bad pass to Porzingis. He could have threw it better, but Porzingis still should have made that. But you can see Luke at the end of the day, like, he's struggling. Even the whole second half, they played the defense differently. That was a foul. He's like, it's a foul, man. Bruh. He's like, it's a foul. But at the end of the day, you see PG and Kawhi. Kawhi, obviously, you can see the intensity. You can see his look. He has the killer look. You know what I'm saying? He has that on his eye right now. And you can see Reggie looks like he's posting. PG's like, okay, you posting. Then he just leaves. Bro, you can't do that, Reggie, man. God, like, Reggie, that's no IQ. You can't just leave like that. He knows it's on him. Come on now, man. So now Reggie has to pick him up because there's obviously transition. You can't just leave. So what are they doing now with the screen? See, right here, obviously they set the screen. And Luka has a blow-by. See, beats Batum on the angle because he wasn't paying attention to the screen. And then right here, see, more stunts. And right here, this is exactly what, like, Bron did, Kyle Korver, to the past in the Warriors in the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like, Morris is stunting and going back on purpose. Like, he was never going to react to you. He was never going to react to you. You have to take that and keep it yourself. That wasn't even the right play. It looks like it's the right play, but it wasn't. You were baited. And that's exactly what man's be doing. He's purposely stunting and going back. Now it's Luka. It's an island. You better fry him. It is, my goodness, has he pulled? Boom. My God, Kawhi, not. Please don't try. Stop, boy, I'm here. He said, I'm here. This jailbreak Kawhi, he's back. No Vaseline lip Kawhi, he's back. That's what I'm talking about. Switch. What are we doing here? So kill. That's what they want. They want to switch. Kill. Go to work, Luka. What is palm sweaty? Hardaway. And then mans have to create. Nope. Luka's got to be on you. You got to be aggressive. You got to kill. You want the switch? Kill. Don't ask for the switch and then be passing without a double. I don't like that. And then look, they want it again. You see Kawhi pointing? I want Luka. Give me Luka. Yeah. He's like, give me Luka. I'm a fry. What are we my goodness, boy. Boom. Kawhi, not. Please don't try. Stop, boy. Kill him. That's an island. You better fry him. That's how it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be, Kawhi. No, not one paint bucket. Not one paint bucket. That's what it's supposed to be. Fry him. Kill on an island. You better fry him. My God. Gerber, boom. You better serve her. That's what I'm talking about. Kawhi knows. It's different now. It's different. That's how you're supposed to be. Wake up. Don't wake me. Wake up. That's what I'm talking about, man. My goodness. Killing. You must have heard me. There's no way. You gotta wake up. This is who you're supposed to be. What are we doing here? Switch. They try to do it. Same. They switched. Okay. That's part of not. Okay. Another one. Then another switch. He should have just killed Reggie. Look, just running the play. Boom, boom, boom. He got it off though, being aggressive. See, that's what happens when you're down now. Most of the times you'll see a player just run into the paint to get a guaranteed bucket. You'll see that when they're like down OD. And we want Luka again. I'll kill. I will kill. We want Luka again. See? They double. What does Kawhi do? Get it back. See? And I want Finney. Don't matter. I want anybody. Oh, my goodness. With a step back. My goodness. Kawhi, not. Please don't try. Stop, boy. It don't matter. Finney. Minnie. Mouse. Mickey. Mouse. It don't matter. Finney's mouth. I get buckets. Boom. My God, you better love it. I kill any man. Fry him. My goodness, that's Kawhi, not. Please don't try. Stop, boy. What are we doing? Oh, my God. You got to shoot that, Luka. You got to shoot that, bruh. That's an open shot for Hardaway. But, you know what I mean? Big pressure shots, even though it's open, it's pressure. You know what I mean? He's not You got to shoot that, Luka. Off the step back, you had bare space. But, you know, you got a good look. Anyways, what are we doing? We want another one. We want another switch. They got a double now. See, they got a double. Okay, good pass. One more. Oh, that's how you feel? Good rebound, PG. Luka sat down. You know he wants to foul. But what are we doing? They foul, bro. This, I'm telling you, man, it's different. It's different out here. And then they did the foul game, but it's different out here. Look at PG. He knows. He knows Kawhi different. He knows. And that's Game Boy, no Nintendo. Man, I'm telling you, man, that's what elite looks like. Like, Kawhi, at the end of the day, finally woke up. Everything that I was saying last video. If you didn't watch, go watch. Because I know some of y'all, a lot of y'all were mad. And because, you know, you have your biased love for Kawhi. And that's why I always say update your information. At some point, I'm going to just be real. I'm going to update my information. I'm not just going to harbor on to the past when I see the situation has been different for 2 straight years. At some point, like if he's crying and he's getting clutch buckets and they still lose because of this, that, and the third, like, no one's saying that you have to always win the game. It's basketball. You're going to lose some, you're going to win some. We understand that. But when you put pressure, when you be aggressive, when you look like how you're supposed to look, when you move like how you normally move, 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10, if you're that guy, you're going to get a winning result. And if you don't, it's never going to be on your shoulders. It's never going to be you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a 1-2 play, yes. But most of the times, if you're that guy and you're frying and you're being who you're supposed to be and your palms aren't sweaty, you're going to see it translate to the win, or you're going to see it translate in the buckets, and you're going to see, okay, the other team was so potent, the other team was just better, or X, Y, and Z. Perfect example was like Dame, like I always brought up, Dame versus the Nuggets in that last, not the Game 7, but Game 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where no one could ever say it was Dame's fault. Automatically, they say get Dame out of Portland. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to understand what I'm saying with the context. But at the end of the day, Kawhi finally woke up. I saw for 2 straight seasons, he hasn't had a game like this. He hasn't had a game like this since Toronto and since San Antonio, where he's just ability, frying, and killing in the clutch. Like, perfect example versus Philly. Like, I've seen it. And that's what I said. That's why I harbored on, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do the benefit of the doubt. Because most of the times, if you're not clutch, the minute you have a non-clutch game, I'm gonna get on you because I've seen too much. This is who you are, so you're just showing me more who you are. But when you're someone who's known as clutch, or you're someone who has performed and shown me, but now you're having moments where you're not, I even give you the benefit of the doubt, and I say, you know what? He's gonna beat him. He's gonna turn it around. He's gonna bounce back. I give you the benefit of the doubt. But when you now, for 1 year, the whole bubble in Game 7, you know how I blew up. Then this whole year, that's what it takes. Like, this whole year, I've been seeing no clutch ability, nothing like this in clutch games. Fugaziness, the whole year. And that's why I said my worry went to 5. My worry went to 5 for the Clippers. It wasn't like I've seen clutch and then, okay, you know, you're rusty with. No, they've been the worst in the clutch this whole season. I've been talking about this the whole season. Then now when the playoffs come, you're doing the same thing in big games and in big moments, and you're not even looking like yourself. You're doing all paint and all this type of stuff, and that's all you're doing. You're not even taking pull-ups. You're not doing fades. You're not the way he played today. He didn't play like in any game in the series so far. He hasn't played like he played today, like he played last game or in Game 6. He didn't play like that. So, am I gonna still harbor on what you used to do? No, I'm going to assess, and I'm going to dive into deep level thinking, and I'm going to actually read and keep that same energy like I keep for my guys, my Kawhi or whoever who I like. I'm going to keep that same energy like people say, oh, you apply for LeBron, you apply for this player or that player. I'm not biased. I'm going to keep that same energy, and that's what you saw. That's what that was after Game 5, was me being honest and me, you know, reading and reacting and updating my information at new footage at hand. And that's what I was doing. And at the end of the day, did I say he can't do it? No, I said wake up. I said right now the pressure's getting to you. That's what it is, because there's no difference between the Toronto, no difference between San Antonio. The role players aren't that much different. They are different, obviously, but it's not a big difference. If anything, you have even more or less, you know, to go to, or actually you have what's it called? You have someone who's with you who's an all-star in PG, so you have less even pressure on only your back. Because PG's there. Obviously, we know PG be struggling. But at the end of the day, it's not like San Antonio where, no, I'm talking about the back end of San Antonio where it was basically him and Aldridge was declining, or they weren't using Aldridge properly. And then you got in Portland where it's Pascal's a number 2 option. And Pascal ain't no PG, ability-wise. So when you look at that, like, you've been obviously, like, nothing has changed. If anything, you're supposed to even be looking more elite. But only thing that has changed is the location. Location. The pressure. And that's what I'm saying. LA's a whole different demon than, you know, San Antonio or Toronto, you know, in terms of outside pressure. And I have to be honest and look at what was going on. So now that was my assessment, and he woke up and he debunked that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm putting this Kawhi game as one of his best games, obviously, because your back's against the wall. You lose, this is automatically blow up. You're like, it's gonna be even probably worse than the bubble, because at least the bubble was second round and you're up 3-1. As much as bad to lose 3-1, at least you were up 3-1. You're down 3-2. This is literally similar to LeBron's game, not first round, but same thing, that game 6 LeBron versus the Celtics when he was with Miami. Down 3-2, a legacy changing game. You better win. And what did LeBron do? Ability. Back against the wall, ability on the road, same thing. Kawhi, a back against the wall, ability on the road, same thing. We've seen game 6 Clay, back against the wall, ability on the road, same thing. Versus OKC. So, I've seen ample games, game 6, whoever, insert who you want to insert. And Kawhi just put it, he added to the mantle. He added to it. But there's a deeper thinking, there's a deeper level of thinking that people got to understand as well, too. Because when I talk about pressure, when I talk about rating the pressure, when I talk about this, it's never that this is no pressure at all. What I'm rating is this pressure versus this pressure. So at the end of the day, yes, it's pressure, but it's not as pressureful, as pressure tested or as pressure moment as this one. And that's why I say, you know what I mean? And that's how you have to really rate things in basketball. You have to equate things versus each other and then basically see, okay, you know what? Yes, this is elite, but is it elite in the grand scheme of things versus the other version of elite? This one is less elite, even though it's still elite in general, but it's less elite as this one, because you have to apply context to, there's context to a lot of these things, right? That you have to really think and understand on that level. So Kawhi right now, and this is what I'm bringing up, and it's going to come full circle. Kawhi right now, that game 6 that he did, his back was against the wall, and it's pressure in that realm. It's already on a top tier level of pressure in that realm. But it's not as pressure as a game 7 as at home. You know what I'm saying? It's not as pressure as a game 7 at home. It's not the same. There's less pressure in terms of rating the two. If he does this in game 7, that trumps what he did in game 6. Not just because it's a game 7, but because, again, always, this is what you've been seeing even throughout this series. You've seen it in other situations, like I said, even with LeBron versus Celtics, all of that. It's pressure for you, but the team that is supposed to win, the team that is at home, normally you always see, that's why you see road teams sometimes be winning games that it's like, oh, you just assume the home team's going to win. Earlier in the series, like game 3, 4, whatever, yeah. But I'm talking about now later in the series, game 5, 6, and 7, and them type of games, a lot of the times you see the team on the road have nothing to lose because they're not supposed to win this game on the road. So they're already playing with a less version of pressure in terms of, the pressure from the outside noise and pressure on them to win. They're not supposed to win that game. When you're supposed to win that game, that's when you see more of the pressure. And that's what you've seen with, obviously in this series as well with the road games. The team that's at home, that's more pressure to win and they're supposed to win and protect home court, you're seeing them lose, right? You've seen stuff like that, especially later in the series. Game 5, the pressure was on the Clippers. That's why they looked fugazi on the clutch. The pressure was game 6. That's why the Dallas looked fugazi on the clutch. The pressure was on them. So now the pressure is going to be on the Clippers in game 7. The pressure's not on the Mavs. And that's a whole different, that's why I put this game on a pedestal, but I'm still waiting for the next game. I'm still, I'm not going to change that, Kawhi didn't perform under pressure, or Kawhi just debunked all what I was saying, just because he killed in game 6. It helped, but the real test is this one, game 7. That's the real test. I need to see the same Kawhi I saw in game 6 in game 7. Because remember, we saw this just like the bubble. Kawhi played great in all 6 games. Then game 7, the biggest game where the pressure's on the main team to win, the favorite team to win. You saw what happened in the bubble in game 7. This is the same situation now. This is another game 7. You know what I'm saying? You saw what happened. That's why I said the pressure for the pressure versus Philly was the Raptors were supposed to win. And that's why every role player, palm was sweaty, and Kawhi came through and shot 40 shots. Not efficient, but he find a way to, to fight through. That's what I might do. And that's why I rated Kawhi in pressure. Because in pressure games, he's performed. But LA pressure is a different pressure than Toronto. It's a different pressure. You know what I'm saying? You gotta rate things accordingly. So when I'm looking at that perspective, I'm waiting for Kawhi to show me. I'm gonna adjust, obviously, okay, you still there, you're not gone, you're not lost. It's not Get Out where you need to blink 3 times and flick a picture and then wake up Kawhi. It's not Get Out. He got out. You know what I'm saying? He's here. He's still here. So that's great to see. He's still here. So that's great to see. And that's who I need him to be. That's who I want him to be. And that's who he has to be. That kind of Kawhi. That elite version of Kawhi. That's who he has to be. So that's what I'm waiting for to see in Game 7, and that's where I can get my real assessment. So I might do an IG Live. We'll see, depending on how things transpire. But Game 7 that's a real test. That's the real one. That's the real one. This one was a test, yes, but that's the real one. That's the real, like, it only, the later the series go, the more the pressure increase. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you understand what I was trying to break down and trying to say. But at the end of the day, Kawhi is what elite looks like. And this is why I said it's 1A KD, 1B Kawhi. That's what I've had. But he hasn't shown it in terms of just the ability, even though this series, his numbers are perfect. You know what I'm saying? His numbers are great. But it's past the numbers. For me, it's not just the numbers. The numbers is only matters to me when it actually justifies the play you see. And then now you read the numbers. Oh my God, 57%. Oh my, you're reading all those numbers. It's like, God damn, that's like, it's different because we know those numbers aren't just the numbers. We know the ability is with those numbers. But when you just have numbers with no ability, I don't really rate the numbers that much because I know it's situational. And that's what Kawhi was doing. He was doing Giannis type of buckets, straight paint. That's what Kawhi was doing. But again, it was game plan, which I wasn't mad at first because that's what they were giving you. But now that they switched and they put the bull bond shit on you, or not on you, but in the paint, like, stop going to the, like, come on now. You have ability. Go back to who you is. Who you is. And now we look at Luka, like, this is what I be saying with Luka. I think Luka is great. I think he's, like, all this hype for Luka is definitely warranted. Like, Luka ain't no joke. But in the fourth quarter, I've been said this from time. The whole fourth quarter. We're not talking about the last second shot for Luka. In those situations, like, he's still a dog. He's still he's still a Don. Luka the Don Chich. That's who he is. So he's going to come through in those lads. We've seen the game winner in the bubble. We've seen it, before. We've seen game winners in awkward situations, awkward throw-ups. Like, we've seen him when that clock go down. Like, he's not palm sweaty in that moment. But throughout the whole, for possession after possession after possession, you see how Kawhi, bucket after bucket after bucket. That's what I've always said about Kawhi. You haven't done that in a minute, where it's bucket, bucket, bucket. Not just one bucket, not just two buckets. We're talking about plethora. And then what happens? That elevates your team. Then you even see Kawhi. PG's like, yo, Luka, you can't guard Kawhi. You can't guard me either, fam. And then, you seen just the elevate. And then now they play better defense. You just seen what momentum, how buckets, when you see buckets with ability in the most toughest moments, it just elevates you see how your team be reacting. Oh my God. And you see how it demoralizes the other team. And then your team's like, oh my goodness, then everyone plays better. Everyone feels energized. The momentum, like, people don't understand how much an ability bucket in the biggest pressure moments, how much it does for a team. It's more than just the bucket. It elevates your team's morale, elevates your team's, how they believe. There's a whoosah relief, like, this guy's different. Oh my goodness, I'm not worried. No more nerves. And all of that transpires just from a bucket, an elite bucket. Now, people don't pay attention to, but that's different. Only if you play, So, that's just different. But at the end of the day, like, when you're looking at Luka, and this is my problem with the Luka offense, the LeBron offense, or the Harden offense in Houston. Obviously, Harden did it out of necessity. We understand that, right? Because you see him play completely different. Not too completely, but somewhat different in Brooklyn. But more so, the LeBron and the Luka offense, this is what happens is you see KP. KP is looking like K-Love look like with LeBron. That's exactly how he's looking like. You know what I'm saying? And there's a reason for this. It's because obviously Luka's doing the LeBron offense in a different way because he's applying ability. LeBron don't be applying ability. It's straight paint. You know what I'm saying? It's straight paint. So, it's different in terms of that. But when you look at it from just the perspective of Luka does everything. That offense is Luka does everything. You see how I pointed out when he's off ball, he don't be doing nothing. It's the same thing with LeBron. When he's off ball, he just be standing there because they lack off ball. They struggle catch and shoot. They can make it here and there, but as that's who they are. They can live off that. They can't live off that, right? They have to have the ball in their hand and create or pass. They have to be the person doing everything, and that's what happens. You hinder guys like Tim Hardaway. You hinder especially guys like KP because now I have to just chill on the perimeter and spot up. I'm not going into the post often. I'm not doing this. People are getting mad at him as if he's choosing to not go into the post. No, we've seen him with New York going to the post all day, every day. In this offense, since he got injured, and even slightly before that, when Luka took off, and that's what you've seen transpire to with Zion and Pelicans. What happens is when this media praises and gives attention to a team based off of one player snapping. So when you see Luka start snapping, when you see Zion start snapping, when you see Braun start snapping, right, in their offense or in their way that they snap, now it's hard for the coach or for the whole organization to be like, okay, we're going to change an offense because, and make Luka or that main guy play different. No, this is what's working. It's working individually, but it's not working team-wise. Yes, sometimes you're going to get wins, sometimes whatever, but to win a ring, you're going to cap off in this type of system at some point, unless, which is what LeBron did to debunk that and to go around that, was run the same LeBron offense. But I have to get elite tier role players, elite tier superstar level guys with me. So then now at least they will do the little things, or they're comfortable, or they're elite enough to actually kill in limited situations. That's why you see Ray Allen as a role player. That's why you see the Mike Miller. You see all those guys who are once shot creators, once elite players, and now playing in a subdue or a limited more role. But they could do that. You have to you can't have a Finney Smith. You have to have you know what I'm saying? You have to have a Ray Allen. You have to have those type of guys playing that role. That's what happened. So this Luka offense, that's why you've seen LeBron with less. Yes, he's still winning, he's doing whatever because he's snapping on that level, but you've seen it cap off at certain points, like in the finals, right? You see the Jordan Clarksons, all these guys, they look like they're doo-doo, but they're not garbage. They're elite. You see the Kuzma look like he's garbage, but he's not garbage. You know what I'm saying? He looks like that because he's playing out of rhythm. They're playing out of a Fugazi play style, a play that doesn't fit their game. They're changing their game to play with LeBron so he could eat individually and it benefits him individually. That's what you're seeing with Luka. That's exactly what you're seeing with KP. You saw that same shit with Kevin Love. That's exactly what you're seeing with KP. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people have to pay attention to these things and understand that, like, you can't just react to what you see on the TV. You have to understand why. You have to understand why what you're seeing on the TV is transpiring. You have to look past that. Look deeper than just the miss or just, oh my God, he can't get a rebound. Oh, he can't do that. Like, you have to look past that. Look, if you actually really slow-mo and, like, pause every possession, you'll see KP is just literally on the perimeter and only sets a screen once in a blue moon, especially when Boban is there. He's just in the corner. And all he would do, he's literally playing like Jabari Parker was playing in Milwaukee, where he's just on the corner, the Giannis offense, and then timely cuts from the corner. That's literally all he was doing. So, like, you got to understand these things and pay attention to these things. That's why I don't things are situational, man. So that's why you see when Luka's not eating, this team struggles because the offense is designed around Luka eating and passing and facilitating and doing all of that. And people make it seem like that's what he has to do. No, he doesn't. Bronson can get a bucket and can actually run in the point guard and play his position. You've seen it when Luka's not on the bench. You've seen Tim Hardaway play different when Luka's not on the bench. He's in more actions. He's posting up. He's doing more shot creating. He could also do more stuff. KP could do more stuff. You could literally put Luka on the bench and insert KP when Luka's on the bench and have him now do post-ups. There's other ways around this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pay attention to these things. So, you know, it's unfortunate that it transpires like this. But, you know, Game 7, and it's a toss-up game. Obviously, we've seen this is the first series you've seen 6 games be won by straight road teams, right? This is the first time in history. And the max, I think, was 5. I know it was 5, and that was with the Houston, you know, versus Houston and San Antonio, right, with Hakeem. But, you know, they broke that now with another road win. So 6 for 6. All road team. Now it's Game 7. Does that change or does that stay? Obviously, the series and history tells you that, oh, it's road. It's Game 6. It's Game 6. Road. Now, obviously, I'm going with the Clippers because I think that Game 6 win has done more wonders than the other 2 wins on the road. Because the other 2 wins on the road was kind of like a relief, right? And they were still dominated they just adjusted. So they just went to the paint. And it wasn't really fearful. It wasn't really like a clutch situation. It was literally a blowout and stuff like that, right? So when you see stuff like that, it doesn't really, yes, you've won and it's like you feel confident, but you're not winning in clutch situations. So mainly most of the clutch games has been at home and they've lost all those games in the clutch. This was the first big clutch game where literally Dallas could have won the game and Kawhi just took over. That was the first game. So that's why I think this road win did more damage and has done more wonders for the Clippers confidence-wise in terms of how they've been playing. You know, it's more different than the other games, right? This is actually probably one of the first games since they've been with the Clippers where Kawhi carried consistently, like took over in a clutch like this and they won a clutch game on the strength of Kawhi or on the strength of just ability. So this could be the breakthrough game. This is like the breakthrough game you've seen Middleton do when he hit that game winner versus Miami, and then boom, the gates went over, right? Because now that looming cloud over you gets removed. It gets debunked. This is similar to Kawhi, that breakthrough game that they had versus Philly with the Raptors. There's a looming cloud, right? That breakthrough game, and then now you see Van Fleet play better, Lowry play better, like everyone plays better because that confidence is there. I rate Reggie for how he played, man. Like This is why I mean. This is why it's a benefit sometimes having shot creators as role players, right? As you've seen this with LeBron's teams too. Shot creators as role players. So at any time when you're struggling or you need bucket, that shot creator go back to the shot creator, right? He's still there and never leaves, right? So that's the benefit of what the Clippers has. Sometimes it could be a gift. Sometimes it could be a curse. But it is a gift at, when it really matters, a lot of the times it's going to be a gift. So, obviously we'll see how this pans out and how this transpires. Obviously, you know what I mean? Like I said, I think this should do wonders for the Clippers. I think Kawhi will still be Kawhi. I hope, I hope. Obviously, a lot of it is hope, but a lot of it is obviously based off the last game. I think things have changed. I think they turned a new leaf. I think even PG might even turn a new leaf after that relief of Kawhi's that guy. So whenever my palms are sweaty, I have him with me. They always thought that, but they didn't really see it. Now they saw it, so it's like that pressure just gets removed in terms of, that nervousness. But it might come back because it's a game 7. Game 7s always bring it back. So, I have to see how they're going to move. We'll see if the role players for the Mavs, because they have nothing to lose. So they probably will come out the gate shooting. They'll probably go up early. Like, that's probably, if I had to guess, it'll probably be more similar to like those games. But now, how maybe they stopped the run earlier because now it's just different because what they've seen from last game in terms of the Clippers. So they might handle it better. They might adjust better. They might move with more IQ and their brain will be functioning better than having an onslaught in the momentum of the game and you just hit and you're just a deer in headlights because Luka just snapping and the team just snapping is like, God damn, right? They might move differently now. They might react differently. I still think out the gate, Mavs are going to do what they do because we've seen it every time on the road in LA. Luka just be different and the team just be different and elevates them. But how they handle it, the response from the Clippers will probably be different because of what just transpired last game. It only takes one game. Only takes 5 minutes. Only takes a couple buckets. Only takes one bucket sometimes, a game winner. It only takes one moment for everything to change for the team and for the morale and just in general. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen for the Clippers. I could be wrong. You never know. But if I had to put my money on it and guess, that's what I saw from Game 6. That's what Game 6 meant. And if it meant what I think it meant and what I, most of the times, normally this is what it is. If it meant that and it really is that, you're going to see a different Clippers. And then now that could now give them a push and you'll see them move differently in other series moving forward. This could be a blessing in disguise. Even though people are like, oh my God, Game 7 first round, it could be a blessing in disguise. So we'll see how it pans out. You already know it's True Talks. I appreciate y'all. Video came out a bit later than I wanted it to. Obviously, these breakdowns take a long, long time, but you already know, man. I appreciate y'all. If there was noise in the back, I do apologize. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I appreciate y'all. Share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here. You feel me? We grinding. We keep pushing. We keep pushing, man. We never end. We never end. We never settle. Never take nothing. Never take no for an answer. Never take anything less. We keep pushing to the end of time. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. Again, share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You already know it's True Talks. Because True Talks, man. Thank you for coming for that IQ. Because that's what I do. You feel me? Click that notification button. So you know when I'm here. Because I'm here. You feel me? So what LE looks like. We got some great games. The Nets-Bucks series. You know what I mean? Well, obviously, we're going to break that down before their game 2 on Monday. Then we also got the Clippers game 7. Like, we got some great series. We got some great actions. We got some great stuff to talk about. I still have to talk about the Atlanta, Atlanta Sixers. But, is obviously going to start before I could probably talk about it. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Let's go. We getting it, man. I'm amped for this game 7. I might go IG Live. Stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on IG. I'll probably talk about it, make a post if I do go on IG Live. But you already know. I appreciate y'all, man. And I'm out, man.